हेलो।
बस शायद वो वापस से करेगा ज्वाइन। 1 सेकंड।
ओके ओके।
आ गया। यस सर, काइंडली स्टार्ट द क्लास।
ऑल राइट ओके फाइन।
Okay, hi Vivek.
हाय।
Okay, let me share my screen.
Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So Vivek, in the last session, we are like in discussion with these topics. So we are like done with the like constructors. So we are like constructors, conditions, condition constraints. So I'm like explaining the loops as well. So I will like resume from the loops topics. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So let me tell you again. So in the loop we have like four type of loops. We have one is a while loop, right? The second one is the do while loop, and the third one is we have for each loop, or we have one for loop as well. So the purpose of loop is like if there is a piece of code and we want to repeat this piece of code for certain number of times. So instead of repeating the code, rewriting the code again and again, what we can do, we can use loop from loop as per the requirement. Okay. So let me explain first what is while loop. Okay, while loop, the syntax for the while is like while, then the condition block, then the body section. That is very similar to the if part. So if it's like if this condition is the statement is true, let's say I greater than uh, less than equals, let's say I say 10, and the initial value of I is 1. So this condition is true, then this body part will get executed. Whatever this logical statement we written in this while loop, it will start repeating. So it will be repeat number of times. If the condition is true, it will be like keep repeating. If the condition get false, then it will stop repeating. So let's say if I is 1, if I'm the condition is less than 10, it means to say these loop will repeat these statement 10 times. Okay. One more thing, we need to increment this I element, right? So that like the if the so that the value of I is get incremented and then it will again check. Okay, this is very simple. The second one is we have do while. Okay, let's say the initial value of in case of while initial value is 11. Let's say 11. So in this condition, in this scenario, in the very first attempt, condition will be false and nothing will be get displayed or executed inside the while loop. But in case of do while, same condition is there, and let's say I is 1, it will also repeat 10 times, and also we need to increment I plus plus. Okay, but in case of do while, if the initial value is 1, initial value is 11, so do while will execute these logical statement at least one, right? Vivek, you there?
No, I didn't get you.
Okay, so at least one. So the difference is, main difference is, in the while scenario, it will first check the condition, execute the body part, then increment the operator. Then again logic or focus go back to the condition. It again check the condition. If condition is true, then execute the body part, then increment it again like this. While will work. But in case of do while, like the focus is like is on do, it immediately get entered. We like system immediately execute the body part first. It will not check the condition. It will execute the body part, right? This is the first one. Then increment the variable. Then it will, on the third step, it will check the condition. If this condition is true, then it will again go back to the do part. Do again execute like this. So this is the only difference. So in any scenario, if you want to execute the loop or execute your statement at least one, then we need to design do while. Then after the condition is true, then we want to execute. At least we want to execute our code piece of code at least one time, then we can do while. If in case we want to execute based on condition, if condition is true, then we want to execute this body part or execute this logical statement, then we will design while loop. Okay. The next one is for loop. It is very similar to while. Like we have, let's say, int I, initial value is 1, then I less than equals 10, then I plus plus. Okay, this is the syntax. And here goes the logical statement. So we can say there is just three parts: variable, then condition, then incrementation, then body section. For loop is very similar to while. It will first check the condition, then execute the body. If in first scenario condition is false, the body part will not get executed. Okay, so in this part, the first part, this is called, we can say we define a variable and provide initial value. So this, the first block execute once in the life of for loop, right? Then that immediately focus go to the condition part. If condition is true, then it will execute the body part, right? After executing the body in the last point, it this I mean the increment operator get incremented. Okay, this part execute at the this, we can say this is end of statement. Okay, it will not increase the value in between of loop or at initial point. It will get increment the variable I at the last point. After increment, it will again focus go back to the condition, not to the like on the first block. This execute only once in the life of for loop. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is very similar to while. We can use we can achieve the same output with the for loop, or we can also same the same output of for loop with while as well. Okay, the fourth one is we have for each loop. For each is basically we use when we are like dealing with a collection, right? We have like collection means to say we have like array or array list or any means dictionary or something, right? So in that case, we do not need any condition check or something. Maybe, and let's say we have a array list, right? Maybe the size of array list is 10 elements, maybe 100 element, maybe 150. We do not know what will be the length of this array list. So in this scenario, we can use, or best fit is for each loop. So let's say we say where item in, there is a array list, right? So this statement is like array list. Let's say we have the 10 elements, one by one element move to the items in the item variable. Then item we can use inside our for loop. Okay. If this array list having a 10 items, this for loop execute 10 times. If it is having a 100 items, it will execute 100 times. Okay. In this scenario, we do not create, we can also do the same thing with the for each. Then in that case, we need to fetch first the size of array list, or then we need to put inside a variable. Then we can say the I is less than array list dot length or something. We need to design that condition. So we can, instead of designing that condition, we can directly use a for each loop. It will fetch one by one all element of the array list. Okay. So these are, like, we
Okay.
can say type of the for loops we have. Okay, loops we have. Okay. I'll show you the example with the, with the proper practical. Let's discuss the theory part, then we'll move to the practical. Okay. Okay, let's discuss, skip the abstract class and interface. We'll discuss in last. First, let's discuss this collection frame. Okay. Okay, this is very important topic in C# or in any programming language. Collection framework. Collection framework is like, we have like data, any data. Data can be from Excel, from DB or something. I need to populate that information inside a variable, right? We have a variable, let's say the data having name, city, mobile number, email, right? Like this. So one option is we can design variable for each column. But in this case, we can only maintain or only save one row of the data. Means, so let's say this is a table, right? So if we are doing in this approach, we can only only deal with the one row of data at a one time, right? But I need all the names supposed to be stored inside a single variable. So we can then use the collection framework to achieve this. Okay. So let's start with the array list. Okay, so let's discuss the first array only array, then we'll move to the collection framework. Okay. Like the previously we discussed, like we have like two type of variable, like value type and reference type, right? Now there is one, we can say there is a value type variable. The subcategory is, we can say, array. Okay. So value type variable, let's say we have integer variable. Okay, x, it will store single value only. Okay. Now I want, like I have like data like 10, 20, 30, 40, 60. I want to store all this integer variable inside single variable. So in this case, we can design an array. Like let's say int x equals to new int of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say give 5. Okay. So here we basically telling the system or a compiler, I want to store 5 element inside the x variable. So in memory, basically, it will be like this. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Array is basically dealing with the index. These are the index. 0, 1, 2, 3 is the index. If the array size is 5, the index start with 0 and it will be like 4. Means to say n minus 1. N minus 1. N is 5. Okay. Okay. So the 10 will be stored inside the 0 index. Then 20 at 1. On second index, it will be 30, 40, and 60. Like this. Okay. We need to manually store information in indexes like this. We need to, like, say x0 equals to 10, x1 equals to 20, up to 4 equals to 60. Right? So in memory, it will be stored like this. Okay, so this is like we are saving. If we want to fetch the information, we also need to use the index as well. Let's say console dot write line. I have to say x0. Then it will fetch x0 value at 0 index. It will be 10. It will show 10. Okay. Okay, let me write a code for this array and then we can discuss further. Okay. I'm creating a new class saying array sample.
I think Pawan, you're sharing the note, not the Visual Studio.
Oh, okay, sorry. Let me share it again. Visible now? Visual Studio?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Okay. So here, this is our like the default class program. So I have created one new class that is array sample. Okay, I guess I have array as well. Yeah, array. I have already written some, line of code. I can explain this as well. But let me write the code first. Okay. I'm taking X variable. Okay. And saying equals new int with 5. I'm creating one constructor. Sample. Okay, so basically best way is like let's declare the array element at class level and initialize inside the constructor. Let me shift this in constructor. This is array declaration and this is like array initialization. Okay. Add element. So I'm saying x0 equals 10. 20, 30, 40, 50, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's say if I said F5, X5, 60, it will like throw an exception on when I execute this. Okay, to display this, I'm using like we can use any loop, while for loop. Okay, let's do with for loop. And I represent the index, and I less than equals, let's say 4, and I plus plus. I just want to simply display the values on console. Console dot write line x I. Okay. Now I'm going to call these two function add element and display from inside program class. It's like array sample a dot add element and a dot display element. Okay, see, this is expected. There is an exception. It's saying index out of bounds, out of range exception. Out of range means to say initially at initially we declare we need 5 element, but we try to put a value inside the 6th element as well. So this is because of this we are getting exception, that is out of range. Index is out of range. So system basically only created 5 index, but we are trying to put extra value inside the index 5. Okay, let me remove this and execute it again. Okay, okay. Console.readline. line. See, 1, 2, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Okay. So just with this simple example, array is like dealing with the index. So whatever the index we have provide, that much of data we can store inside the array element, right? It will not increase dynamically. So we have like different topics. If like the data or extra data is coming in the picture, then the size of array get increased. We can use with a different concept. Okay, this is a one limitation of array. The second limitation is like the type. We are saying integer. It means to say the only integer value can be stored inside this as a value inside array element. We cannot say at the 0 index I want to store a string data. This is not allowed. This is not allowed. So only integer value can be added in the array. Okay. Okay. So this is a basic concept of array. We cannot dynamically increase the size of array. Okay, let's say I declare the 5 elements, but only provided data in first 3 elements, right? And let me re-execute it. What will be the output? See, 10, 20, 30, then 0 and 0. 0, 0 is the default value. Excuse me, please. So 0 is a default value of integer. So in memory at index 3 and index 4, 0 is stored, right? So we can say in the memory 5 element is created. If we are using only 1 or 2 or 3, but in system it is 5 element. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. And we cannot decrease the size. We cannot increase the size when we like initialize it. Okay. This is we can say the limitation of the array.
Okay, let me show you one more example of array. So this is a one way we like first declare it, then initialize it. We can also do the same thing, initialization and declaration in a one line as well, like this. So I like declare a variable number and provide data 1 to 50, 10 to 50. Again, 5 element, the size of number will be 5. Okay. So in this case, we manually write 5, but in this case, we directly provide the data or information. So whatever the data is, the length of data will be the length of number. Let's say if I said 60, 70, 80, right? So now the size of number is 1, 2, 3, that is 8. Okay. So we can fetch the element based on index as well. So like this, here we also do the same. The I is basically representing the index. So we are providing X in bracket I. I is initially is 0, then X0, 1, 2, 3, 4. The same you can do it here. And the same thing we can do the for loop. Okay. Okay. Now we like as we said in for each. It's for each. Yeah. When we do not want to, set the condition, whatever the length of the array, I want to fetch it one by one. So that in that scenario we can use 4. So here is the example. So here I'm passing the number. Number is our array variable. Okay. And the syntax is like int num in number. This statement is like saying it will fetch number 0, then it will pass into num. Then I'm writing this console.writeLine now. So it will execute till 80. Okay, no condition is required in the above. See here I'm like writing num.length. There is an extra check, we can say system is performing extra check. First it will like uh, going to the number, then checking how many element is there, it will return me the length. So condition will be I less than whatever the length of the array. But in this case, we remove that length, the check. It will, move like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 till last element. Last element is basically null element. So the last element is null. After 80, it will be the null. Then the condition will be false. Then this will be like stop executing. Okay, let me execute this as well. It's like array show array. Oh, sorry, it is array. Show element. Okay, it is not public. Let me create it public. See, so the first output is with for loop, and the second is with for each loop. So output is the same, but we have like different way to fetch element from array. Okay. Yeah. Any question till here?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this is the first. Now let's discuss the second one, that is the array list. Okay. So I have like already pre-written code. Okay. So in array, like like discusses, there are some limitation. We cannot, store different type of data inside single element. If that is a requirement, then you need to switch from array to array list. So array list is basically part of collection, system.collection. Let me remove this namespace. So it will, start giving me the red line or array. So it's saying the namespace is missing. So this array list is first is basically coming from system.collection class. Okay, we can remove this unused right now. Okay, so we need to import this system.collection when you are dealing with the array list. Okay, so array list is basically a class. Okay, and this class provide of some flexibility. The one is you can dynamically add and remove the element from the array list. See, in here you are not providing any length for the array list. I'm not saying 5, 10, 50 something, only the 5 element I want to store. No, I'm just initializing the array and then start adding the element into the array list. So like, and the data is like the different type of data. First is integer, then string, then decimal value, then Boolean value. So any different kind of data we can store inside the array list. Okay. So dynamically we can add and increase the length of array list. Okay. Again, to display the element, I'm using the for each loop because I don't want to design any condition. So this is simply array list in item. So if I have 5 elements or 10 element, it will like iterate till last element and will display that item. We can do anything inside the for loop. Okay. Array list is work in the background. Array list also generate or create, we can say, indexes for each element, similar like array. Okay, means to say if I want to say if I said where this element is stored inside the value in memory, it will store inside array list 0 index, and hello is stored at list at first index. Okay. So in a background, array list is using indexing to arrange the data in memory. So you can do like this as well. If you want to access particular data from array list based on index, you can also provide the index as well. Array list 0, it will fetch the element, the data at 0 element. Okay. So add is a function to add a value in the element. There is one more function that is called remove. If you want to remove the information, right? I'm saying remove hello. So hello will like the data. You can remove the element based on data, and you can also remove the element based on index as well. For that, you need to use remove at. Okay. Okay. One thing, let's say you remove any element. Okay, let me write. Let's say we have array list. List equals new array list.
If you are using notebook, it's showing Visual Studio.
Oh man. Okay, let me share the entire screen then.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So there is a array list. This is the variable for the array list. I'm saying list dot add 10 dot add hello then list dot add 10.5, right? So in the background it will be like this only. It's 10. ठीक है और then list dot add one more value, let's say 50, then 50. It will be that 0, 1, 2, 3, right? The last element always will be the null. This is the null, okay, at fourth index. So for each basically loop stopped at null value, at a null value. Okay. Let's say I removed one item, list dot remove hello. Okay. So in memory, this will be like removed. So it will be it will get rearranged in memory. Now 10 is on 0, then 10.5, 3, like this. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is like the concept. When you remove an element, the array list get rearranged in background. So it get like shift the shift the data. Okay. So we have like two things. It is like more flexible than array variable. The flexibility is like we can increase and decrease the length. We can provide any type of data inside, store inside the array list. and even we can remove based on data or based on index. Okay, so after first it will, like in this example, first it will like display the all data. Then we have like remove two data. One is hello world, and second we remove the data from zero index. Whatever the data inside the zero index, it will get removed. So at zero index, that is 10. Then again finally in the final output, we are like iterating the array list. So it will only display the two element, that will be 3.4 and 2. True. Okay, let me execute this. See, okay, so before removing, like it's displaying the all elements, 10, hello, 3.5, 3.14, true. First element is 10. After removing, it is like only the two element left inside the array list, that is 3.1 and 3.14 and true. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So array list provides some level of flexibility as comparative to array. Okay. Now moving to the next one. Now we have the list. Okay. I can create a list. Okay, let's create the list. Okay, creating list. Okay, so okay, so you can first see the namespace. So array list is belongs to the system.collection namespace. Now the list is belongs to system.collection.generic namespace. Okay, what generic terms means? Generic terms means to say we need to provide a data type here. It's basically like T. T means type, or we can say it's a generic concept. We need to provide data here. It's a list, a string. Like this. Okay. So list having a flexibility, list can store integer, string, boolean, any kind of, even a custom type of data we can store inside the list, but we need to specify the term, that data type for the list. Let's say at the declaration time I've defined list as a string. It means to say now this list only going to save the list string type of data. If I said list int, that is list 2, so list 2 will like store only integer values. Okay, so this is like this is list is basically generic type of collection. Okay, let me create an example. Let's again say public
Void show list items. To add element inside the list, again we have the add method. Let me say some names. Let's say John. Let's start add. Open. Smith. Right.
Yes.
If I try to save any different type of data apart from string, it will not allow me to do that. So it's saying, say, the argument one cannot convert from int to integer. Right? It means like now system is restricting me to store integer value inside list because we specify the type for this list. Okay. Okay. The same way we can use the for each. The collection is like a list. It will like move one by one in item variable, and this sampling I'm going to display on console. Item. Okay. If I want to remove list dot, I can use remove based on value. John, let's say Robin. Okay, then again, I can display. Let me put some separation. Okay, see, so Robin is removed now. Okay. Okay. In list, we can you know remove sorry, we can add duplicate values as well. Okay. Let's say again I said Robin 2 times, then execute it. See, in the first time it like Robin exists 2 times. After removing, then there is one last Robin is here. So when we are like removing the data from list, it will remove the data which like based on a first occurrence. Like it start with the zero index, it find where is Robin. Let's say that exists on this index at index one. It will remove, then it will not move to the next element to identify where is Robin. Robin exists number of time or not. It will like remove that element or data uh, at first occurrence only. Okay. But list allow the duplicate values as well. Okay, Vivek, clear? Hello. Hello. Vivek, you are okay. Hello. Hello.
Sorry, someone has called me from the training team. I was talking with them. I missed.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me repeat again if you want.
Ye-
Okay. So, okay. So basically, we created a list. List is generic type of class, we can
Yeah,
say.
I've got it till delete. I've seen I was in the call till everything from here. I don't know from last 1 minute what happened. I just went out 1 minute back. That's it.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Okay. So
looks
in the
like
last,
the remove is also good.
okay. So in the last, I'm like explaining. List can store duplicate values as well.
Yeah,
Like
okay,
here,
okay,
yeah, here you can see I inserted Robin to twice. So it's like not restricting me to, there is no check in the list, Robin exists or not. So it directly inserted. When I said remove Robin, so in the final output you can see. So before removing, we can see two Robin inside the list. After removing, we have only one Robin, right? So
okay,
it will remove the first Robin, means to say it will like start searching Robin from zero index. Let's say 0 1 Robin exists at a 1 index. It will remove and stop searching for second Robin. Okay, so it will
okay,
remove single record of first occurrence only. Let's say we have Robin 10 times. It will only delete the very first Robin inside the list. The 9 Robins still exist. Okay. Okay. So this is the concept. Okay. Okay. If I want to create a custom, the custom logic to check Robin exists or not, we can say like this. If list dot, there is a method, predefined method that is contains. Contain method basically like, said let's say Smith. It will check all the element Smith already exists or not in the list. If not, it will be like like if Smith already exists, then we do not want to add Smith in again in this list. So let's say not this, then add list dot add Smith. Okay, so let me put debugger here. Let's see. Errors, errors. Oh, I think this is already. Okay, we need to call sample. Sample same. Okay, so this is my first debugger point. So it will add first. I'm just pressing F10. So John is added in the list. Robin, Smith, again Robin, right? So till here we are like not checking record is duplicate or not, right? Okay. So here you can see the list. We have total count 4. Even you can see the values as well. Say in the 0 index we have John, at 1 Robin, 2 Smith, at 3 again Robin. Okay, I'm pressing continue. Now I'm at this point. Okay, so this condition will, check Smith exists in list or not. I'm again pressing F10. Say condition, my focus directly goes to console.writeLine. It's not moving inside the list.smith. So here the condition is, basically system identifies Smith is already inserted. So this piece of code will not execute. So only one Smith will be in the list only. Okay, I'm just saying continue. Okay, see, we have only one Smith. Okay, let's say instead of Smith, add any other value. Let me add my name for one. For one. Say okay. Now again F10. So Pawan is new value, not exist in list. See, now focus is inside the if body. So now Pawan gets added in the list. So let's see the list. Now we have 5 element. In the 4th element we have Pawan. Okay, let's see continue. So Pawan is added. So I means list itself not restrict us to add duplicate values, but we can design a custom logic to restrict. Okay, the values already they exist and we do not want to add it. So like this we can do that. We can use contain method. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Okay. So we have more, here it is. We have dictionary, has, queue, and stack and queue. Okay, I'll continue with this by tomorrow, but I want to cover one more example related to list. Think list in list we can save any kind of data. Now let's say I have one, let me create.
Not sure your screen is sharing off. I couldn't see it.
Okay, let me reshare.
I can see.
Okay, I'm creating one folder and just you can name, I'm just saying model and creating one class. Let's say customer class. It's a customer class. Okay, and this customer having some properties like one is ID, string first name, string last name. Okay, let's add one more only. String type email. Okay, this is with just small s. Okay, this is the customer. Basically, we want to store ID, name, first name, last name, and email of single customer, and I want to store 10 customer inside the list. Okay, so let me create.
Okay.
Where is that? Yeah, yes. New class. Named it as customer list. So here I'm going to declare again list. Okay. So in this time, instead of like string or integer, I will pass the customer class.
It's in a different folder. We have to call that.
Yeah, yes. So we need to use this model.customer. So it will be here, right? So name as customer list. This is the declaration part. I'm creating the constructor customer list. Okay, let's say C list because customer list and customer list both like sound same. C list equals new customer list. Okay. Public void add customer. Okay. So I will pass the customer as a parameter to add customer. Okay. I'm removing this class from model for now, but in future we will like do like this only. Okay, just to like remove this model statement. Instead, I can
We can call
use
the folder at using, right?
right. Yes, I already did that. Let me again move that. Where is customer? Okay. Done. Okay, now I'm saying C list dot add customer. Okay, and public void show customers. Console dot write line. Item dot ID. Item dot first name. Dot email. Okay. Okay, just simple method. I'm just adding customer and just displaying the all customer details. Okay, we can create add customer like based on ID. We can provide a check here. C list dot contain. Okay, yeah. We need to create custom logic to identify key the entire based on ID is unique or not for the each customer. So we need to design. For now, I'm not writing that code. So just do
Okay.
it with just simply adding a customer. Okay, let's say customer list. Customer dot add customer. We need to pass here the customer object. So I'm saying new customer. Okay, and we can pass ID equals, let's say, 1, first name equals John, last name, say, Smith, an email, john@gmail.com. Okay, let me add 2 or 3 customers like this. Okay, that's it. Then finally, I'm saying cust dot show customers. Right? So here we have like a list of customer with all details, ID, first name, last name, and email. Okay, this is like something like when we are dealing with the complex data. Complex data means to say we have a number of rows and each rows having a number of column. Then we can use a list in this way. We can provide object as a type to the list. Okay. Yeah. Even we can say like customer having a multiple addresses. We can say, let's say, then we can say list of address. Second, let me create class here. Uh, so basically, the best practice is we need to create the separate class, but just for uh, demo purpose, I'm just creating like this. Okay, like this. Then we can say prop list of addresses. Right? So we can say we have one customer and one customer can have multiple addresses. So it's like one-to-many relationship we can maintain between the in the tables. This is like something more complex when we are dealing with a database with multiple tables. So we want to maintain the relationship. So we start like creating the models like this. This is something like one-to-many relationship. So yeah, so when we like you know you when you add a customer, then you will like having one new property that is address. That is address is basically now again a list. We need to provide a list of addresses. Maybe it can be a one address, maybe a 10 address, but it's supposed to be in the list format. Okay. The same way, then we need to you know customize our like for loop as well. So we can say again inside for each. So this time we will say item dot addresses like this. Okay. Yeah. To display one customer having a multiple addresses like this. Yeah, like this. So it will like display. Let me complete this code. Let me add. I'm sorry. Address equals new list. Right, it's not accessible. Equals to new list. The issue I'm not able to access this class.
You create a list and then you can just replace that list here, right? Outside,
Sorry?
you can just create a list of address outside and you can add some details inside it.
Yeah,
And
I'm trying to access. Yes, same list of
address. Okay.
address is not accessible. Let's let me
I
say
think you're
model.
not calling the class. Maybe you're not using that.
Oh yeah, oh, it's
Okay.
done. Okay, basically I'm not basically mentioning the name of folder.
Okay.
Just okay, let me just add the two only. Okay, I'm adding this underscore add just for first address, first customer. Okay. Okay. So it's for the second one, basically, it's showing me the null pointer exception. Okay,
Mm,
let me tell you the exception, null reference exception. Why it is coming? It is coming for the second and the third record because
yeah.
for yeah, it is blank, we can say. So
Mm.
we can make, you know, this
Nullable
very
class.
nullable.
It's before address, right?
No, it
Oh,
is with data type only. So string having a default value. Return null for address. Okay. Let me add the same for second and third as well. Okay, so the first customer, first name, last name, email, then two addresses for the same second, then two addresses for the third, same addresses. But we can, provide the different addresses as well. So this is just a demo. So in the real life, obviously the address will be the different.
Yeah.
So just I want to like showcase that. So we can handle the complexity of the data with the list as well.
Mm.
Okay, so we can maintain the many to many relationship. We can pass a class and the class further having a further list of different class. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Vivek, I think that's it for today. So we'll like continue with the rest of topic by tomorrow. By
Okay, sure.
tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.